Yo, sup guys, I started posting a while, so today this video is going to be kind of a rant video at the same time about it, about how I think LVP has kind of had its downfall over the years and how I think it should come back up. So here's my rant video so far. So as we all know, Little Big Planet has died. Pretty significant death so far. What the fuck am I saying? What? I mean, it has gone a huge downfall over the years as to where people think that the game is dead. Now, there are some things I kind of agree with and some things that I really don't. But, like I said, we'll get into that, like, way later. I mean, I actually don't think it's dead, but we'll get into that later. So let's start off, before we get into how it died and all that and what happened, we have to get to when it first began. So Little Big Planet actually began development in 2006 when its developer Media Molecule opened at that time in 2006 and was owned by PlayStation. So they had a lot of concepts, such as they had a yellow head that's supposed to be for Sackboy before it came the lovable Sackboy that we all love and know. And then, but you know, Yellowhead, he still exists and everything. He appears in Tearaway and is in and you can unlock him in LVP 1, I think 2. And then he's a DLC for the 10th anniversary of Media Molecule or something, anniversary for it. You get to play as Yellowhead in LVP 3. You know, he's in there. I think I might actually have Yellowhead. Just let me go check. Yeah, this is one of my other accounts, so I have like a shit ton of stuff on here. Alright. Come on, where's this Yellowhead? I got the rare shorts, but I need the Yellowhead. Come on. Sorry for Roblox. I might as well just not look for him. I'm hoping Yellowhead will somehow come just appear down here somehow, even though I've no way to prove that or figure that out in any way or any shape or form. So I can't count every single skin that I have on here. I got the Target Racing costume. Come on, where's Yellow? I got the United Front guy. I got Venom, Unleash, and nope. Yeah, I'll leave. I don't have Yellowhead. I'm not gonna show you. I might launch LBP 3 in a minute just to show you at the end, but like, you probably already know what it looks like, and you probably won't even like care, so might not. But of course, this isn't scripted, so could change at any point. But anyway, however, the lovable Sackboy that you'll know when he was in his final form released in late October for 2008, hitting the PlayStation 3 by storm. Now, as a lot of you know, the PlayStation 3, in the early of its life, Sony was a real big dumbass and made a very bad decisions when it first came out. And for the first 2 years, 2006 and 2007, the 360 sold it out way more. And for 2006 to 2010, or maybe even 11, the most games that released across both consoles, like Call of Duty especially, well, it makes sense that Call of Duty's better on Xbox because they made a deal before that, so it makes sense. But it ran like way better. And almost every game that released for both consoles ran and performed better on the 360 than the PS3. You know, until 2011 and 12, a lot of it was just identical to each other. They weren't that big differences in graphics, even though sometimes there are some better stuff and better like shadows and stuff and better graphics and differences on the 360 version. But really, what made the PS3 going back on top was Little Big Planet. It was one of it was one of the top-selling games now released by a AAA company for the console at the time. And for the time, I mean, I wasn't the one that got my life changed by this. I mean, kind of. It was the LBP karting was the first video game I ever played. Because I played it on my dad's PlayStation 3, the fat one. He said it broke, so can't experience that again. I mean, I still have it on my PS3 Super Slim down in my basement. It's not really collecting dust. I just played it. I have played some GTA 5 on it, which don't even ask me why I did, because I mean, I have it on my PCs, and it's like way better because because I have mods on there, and it makes it way funner. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm getting my ass way off topic. Way what we're supposed to be talking about. But anyway, it changed the lives of the kids of the late 2000s and helped them significant, and changed their lives and made it into what the fan base is today. Kind of. Everybody. But it made them have a love for this game, and at the same time, I've been hearing stuff about how all the kids used to create absolute slop and create modes, since most of them didn't have you know any concept of level design at the time. So, but overall, it was very popular at the time for the console, and I feel like almost everybody's life were changed like changed by this game who had a PlayStation 3 and just went up and bought the game and just went out and played it for hours and hours. Such a fun game to play. And also, what was good about it is, you know, it was also great. It was so successful at the time. It's still one of the Sony's popular and cherished franchises to this day. And I mean, it's not really anymore because we'll get into reasons of that later. I know I said it like 50 times in this video, but okay, I actually stopped saying it. But here's the thing though, they had tons of collabs and crossovers, and alright, so I'll give you examples on screen. There is Toy Story, there is DC, there is X-Men, there is Sonic Unleashed, there was The Incredibles, there's Marvel villains, there was Fantastic Four, there was there was the Sonic sidekick that in later game that after Sonic Adventure 2 does nothing in the plot and is just Sonic's sidekick all the time. And then there's Syndrome, and then there's the Incredibles villains and like Superman and Ghostbusters and Spider-Man and everything Toy Story and more Marvel stuff and Statue of Liberty and I forgot what the name is. The Pirates of the Caribbean. What else? The Ratchet and the list goes on. I can't list all of them. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Frozen. There's Olaf. Yeah, I'm just gonna be Olaf for whatever reason. Oh yeah, look. Olaf. Oh look, I'm playing as Josh Gad, the obnoxious guy in Pixels as well. I'm just gonna be him for whatever reason. But since I hate him, Alright. He's gonna be mad for the rest of the video because he didn't want LVP to succeed and he wanted his game to be the best. Okay, I'm going a little too overboard myself. Anyway, since the game was successful as shit, the game was it was so successful as fuck. They made a sequel, obviously, as you do with this day today, just better. Because usually nowadays, if the original is gold, then the sequel is absolutely ass. But no, this time it was even better. Released around not long after I was born. The game it was great at the time. The game had way more better tools and gameplay mechanics. Or overall, just better than LVP 1 and improved and expanded on it. It didn't get lost or anything. The game was amazing. Just to play the game and to this day, a lot of people think LVP 2 is their favorite LVP game, and to my extent, it's mine too. Literally, like almost everyone thinks LVP 2 is mostly their favorite LVP game to this day. It's because I think the highest one is LVP 2 or LVP Vita. I really need to play LVP Vita sometimes. Too bad I could just get a Vita emulator, but I don't know. I'm too lazy. I need to play on those servers with custom servers in order to play. I need to get my own PS Vita since I doubt they support the Vita emulator with LVP Vita at the time. So I don't know. I need to play LVP Vita sometime in my lifetime though. I'm gonna try and get a PS Vita for Christmas. But even though at this time I might forget too, and then my entire life just gets ruined, and hopefully I don't forget it in time to not have it on my birthday, which would suck. Anyway, pretty cool though. And for I don't know, but then there was 2012, the best year to play LVP, far none. And I need to switch my Olaf costume since I'm having a hard time. I don't want to look at him anymore. I'd rather, you know, we'll just fuck it. I'm gonna have my own profile because I'm just come on, load. Why it takes so long to switch in my costume? But come on, I'll have him. But I'll have him get in his worried face, as this is where we're gonna. Actually, I'll keep him in his happy face since 2012 was the best year to play LBP by far. From what I heard from my dad was that he said it was the best year to play it. He said there was so much good content and that was when most people played it. You had Vita and karting released that year, and like I said, he only played karting. He didn't play Vita because I don't have a PS Vita, but that could change. You know, by Christmas at any point, I'll maybe get a capture, and then maybe I can get out my ass and go get my capture card, and I can show it to you guys, and then I could play on custom servers and maybe play and stuff. Cause I've heard the video was fun. Some people even think it's like the best LVP game. Now I don't know if it goes that far, but it's pretty fucking good. Now for the majority of the time, well, after 2012 ended, that's where things got bad. 2013, Latin Player 10. I've heard a lot about him from before, but I'm not going to get into full deep into him since I kind of forgot, and I'm not caring to look it up in this video when I'm still recording. But anyway, he took over Little Planet 10 and caused a bunch of bugs and exploits, and many things were removed to prevent the issues. And it was only in LBP2 mainly is what I'm hearing. Or no, I could be getting into the trend of false information, fake news. I could be getting into that, but probably not. But since LBP1, karting and Vita were the only ones that were safe around the time, every other game besides 2 was safe. But bro, it was pretty not. 2013 was not the best year for the franchise because of that. I mean, it didn't do collateral damage, but it didn't help either. But it's not really something that's brought up either. But however, though, as we get into something more, Little Planet Hub was announced on August 20th of 2013. It was going to be a free-to-play game for the PlayStation 3, and it was essentially just a remade or free-to-play version of Little Big Planet 2, just with more challenges. And I don't know, the trailer looks fucking awesome, but for some unknown reason they scrapped it. I mean, I could come up with a couple reasons as to why they scrapped it. And honestly, I have if I can show you guys right now, I'll go on my menu of games I have. I have LBP Hub's beta right here. I have the beta. I'm just not gonna show you guys since I'm too lazy to load this game up and actually play it, but I have the beta for LBP Hub on my emulator, which is what I'm using to play this game right now. But overall, LBP Hub, I just played the intro on Friday. I just played the intro and then I just loaded into the pod and I just quitted the game because I was bored. I wanted to create swap and create mode while I was bored and just create some levels and try it out with the characters in LBP3 that Sumo Digital didn't import into the community levels very well, since I think there should be a feature, I don't know, but there's not a lot of community levels. I mean, I don't think that I still need to try LBP3 story mode. I barely played any of it. I played the first world and never did it, and that was on PS4. I've never played the story mode. Actually, no, on my real PlayStation 3, I've played on my I have the really good part of the story mode, which don't even ask me why, because that's the worst version of it. But I'm getting, I don't know. I mean, PS4 version I don't even play anymore because there's no online, and I could care less. And it's not even the version that I even like the most. Alright, but the thing is, the LVP Hub was scrapped for some unknown reason, and it was made by Sumo Digital, a company that makes indie games like the Sonic and All-Stars Racing series and a whole ton of other stuff. And what happens is that they were carried on it from Media Molecule, because apparently Media Molecule left Little Big Planet and passed it on to Sumo Digital. I think it's because they wanted to make some more creative type game, you know what I mean? Because right now we have Dreams and Tearaway. We have those two games, and those are games that they wanted to do more than what their asses could do with Little Big Planet. So overall, they just left the franchise and passed it on to Sumo Digital. Now, the thing with Little Planet 3 is that it was meant to be a promising game, a game that was meant to be the best LVP game, yet presented with even more tools and and more better even gameplay and more tools with the LVP 1 and 2 with the music and materials and items. It was meant to be a promising place. And the other edition was 16 layers. 16 layers. Now that is a little excessive, considering that really nobody uses the potential of 16 layers, but I could be getting ahead. I mean, overall, it's 16 layers. It's what it is. Even though going beyond 16 layers is pretty fucking horrible, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted to use that as a marketing strategy, and I think it worked. But however, Little Planet released in November of 2014, and you know what the game was? It was fucking terrible. Now, the thing with WP3 is that on its own, the game isn't bad. But what made the game terrible was the amount of endless bugs and glitches, and how just and to get it into the and the reason for the glitches was that they tried to get it out before the holidays because Sony rushed them to get it out for the 2014 holiday season. And Sumo Digital is not a company with really no experience in making a game like Little Big Planet. They, I mean, but when the game came out, it was really bad, both on PS3 and PS4. Now the PS3 version was more buggy, but PS4 they both were terrible. Their games, as most people bought on launch, they experienced multiple glitches. They couldn't play online with a friend or else they get disconnected. And there's also a main glitch that if and also there's terrible glitches of where your profile can get corrupted, like where your profile has been corrupted, and where all your saved data and all your things and progress on your moon, and I don't know, probably not Earth, get lost for good. Lost for good, and it's corrupted so badly due to the glitches in the game. It was terrible. It's one of the main glitches in LBP3 for that reason. Luckily, I never had a profile corruption, but for the people who did, I feel sorry for them that they lost all their progress after beating the story that's average at best. But like, think about it. The campaign, people didn't want to try it as much as like LBP2 because first of all, it was very underwhelming and not. It was very boring, and otherwise, that the campaign nobody wanted to attempt it because the save files would just get corrupted in a minute anyway. So there's really no point in just trying the campaign over and over again and just having your game corrupted for the millionth time. So that's why people, well, it would be the obvious decision to just leave LVP3's ass and then just go play LVP2 like how most people did. But however, they were so fed up with LVP3 that they left the community for good. And after this happened, have been significantly lowered the player base and fan base of Little Big Planet, even though it was still quite huge. They played it a lot. But there was a lot of people that was just playing LBP2 for like 2 whole years, and then they checked on LBP3 again, or maybe just bought the PS4 version, because, you know, some people that didn't have a PS4 at the time, they went to go buy it. And then when they got the game, they thought it was going to be a good experience, but nah. Shit, there's fucking glitches everywhere. Glitch everywhere. It's been 2 fucking years. Why didn't they fix it? Alright. So they actually did put out bug patches and fixes for LVP3, but LVP 1 and 2 were left the way they are. So again, everyone still in the fan base was playing. Unless they wanted to experience getting the profile corrupting, playing the story, and doing community levels for the fucking billionth time. Their game wasn't really getting updated that whole much, and while the only reason the LV3 even had that many updates was, I could already tell you, it was mainly just because to fix the bugs and all that. I mean, today they actually have done pretty good progress in fixing it. I mean, for me, I was a fucking baby. I was a toddler at the time the game came out, so I didn't get to experience the profile corruptions, and I haven't asked my dad if he experienced the profile corruption either. And hopefully it doesn't linger in my game somewhere, so when I go on my emulator to play OV3 online for whatever reason, on my emulator on Infinite, I'm hoping that it doesn't just get corrupted somehow, because the PS3 version is significantly worse. Anyway, for a while though, they supported it for like, I don't know, another 3 years or so, even though the game was pretty much fixing it, and it was still a pretty much buggy experience for everyone. And like 2 years later, and it was crazy that it took that long. I haven't really done it because the game was so broken. I mean, you could think A Little Big Planet 3 as another Sonic 06 incident where the game was nowhere near finished before the game came out. Which, I mean, Sonic 06, think about it. That game was that went through a terrible development hell, even worse than this game. I mean, they lost their head developer 8 months before release. I mean, it was also because the Sonic team was being a complete dumbass. They split the team in half when Sonic 06 was struggling, had a small development team, and the Sega rushed them until they get the holiday season, so no wonder why Sonic 06 is so much more buggy to this day than LVP3. I mean, on my PS4, Sonic 06 is way more buggier. I mean, they're probably equal at the time, but like, at least Sonic 06 didn't get your profile corrupted and lose all your save progress. I mean, yeah, it's not a fair comparison since the game is not online at all. So, not, well, then that's not fucking fair. But overall, Sonic 06 is still a buggy experience to this day, and obviously Sega didn't give a shit to fix it since the objective is to just leave this game and move on. But overall, this video is not about Sonic 06 and how Sega's reputation, all that, how it destroyed Sonic. This video is about Little Big Planet, my favorite video game series of all time. But anyway, in 2017, Sumo Digital dropped support for Little Big Planet 3 and stopped working on it. So for 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020, for the most part, all those years, Little Big Planet was just left there. Well, yeah, it sure did have the community with literally now. Little Planet PSP was shut down in 2016. Now, first of all, I never had a PSP, so I didn't really care, and that's probably like the weakest entry in the series. Maybe 3 at the same time because it was fucking buggy, but I don't know. And then I did play only a tiny bit of online karting, but karting shut down on July 2nd, 2018, and then not long after that, Mod Nation Racers. Both those games around the same time shut down their online services, and so those games are gone at this point. They're over. So for all that time, but however, the mainline servers that host LVP 1, 2, 3 on both PS3 and PS4 were still up at that time, and as well as the Vita servers. So those servers were still up, but the problem is that they were just left there. They're just there. They were just there at the time. I mean, it did have a strong player base, especially with the older servers being up, but overall, I think it needed some more updates and stuff because it barely got like anything. So, and then 2020 was actually like my golden LVP year in November, and the Black Friday season and all, that type of stuff. I played a whole ton of LVP2 and LVP3 as a whole. I played a ton of it because I was mostly just playing LVP every day, LVP, and it was when around the PS5 came out. I was wanting to get Sackboy Big Adventure, all that. This was before I had a PS5. Overall, it was fun to experience it. It was W to say the least. That it was at that time, but however, as you got into next year, I kind of rolled out of it, and I kind of stopped playing it. I stopped playing as much as I did. Sadly, something with my PS3 went wrong, and just that we hooked it to get some more space and stuff. So overall, it really was sad to see it go. But however, in and then let's get into when things actually started to happen with this. In March 2021, on March 6, 2021, I think a hacker started publishing an overly ton amount of levels at once, causing the server to crash and causing issues such as the server failing to connect, as well as the server getting DDoSed, and that caused pretty much a lot of damage as the Planet team reacted immediately, said that we're looking into the server issue and please remain patient, how they always did, getting false hope, but we'll kind of get to that later. So, however, but there were some points, like at the end of March, that actually fixed the issues by they had both Little Planet 1, 2, 3 on both consoles were up, but only for a few hours when only for a few hours before it got brought down again, and it was kind of like that most of the time, where the servers were just up and down, and there's up and down and up and down, just at random points. Like, it just got like that. And it was apparently Sumo Digital. It said that Sumo Digital was looking into it, and oh yeah. So they looked. So apparently they were just testing security, and that was all they were doing. So I'm sorry if anything happened. That was all they were doing. They're just looking into it. Nothing really interesting was happening with the hacker. Even though when the servers were up, there's times when players reported seeing that like more transphobic and inappropriate content was being posted on the server, as well as people just like putting all the levels at top after how people's Earth causing insane amounts of glitches, as well as just the hackers messing with the game entirely. If, I mean, well, and then the servers were brought down for a long time as they just gave out false promises and updates. False promises and updates. Game could be good, game could be bad. Alright, I don't even know why I even said that, but overall, so when finally in August of 2021, at the same time August of that year, they actually got a new certificate for the servers, and they were officially, and so that hope was on the horizon. But however, on September 13th, 2021, it was official news that Little Planet 1, 2, 3 for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita would be shutting down for good. But however, Little Planet 3 for the PlayStation 4 would remain operational and get patch 1.27 and brought all the community levels from LPP 1 and 2, I think 3 on the PS3 as well, back online and into the server. And that was a huge loss. I mean, people were very upset when that happened because people were wondering on Twitter, like, bring back the legacy console, bring back Vita and all that. Because overall, that's what most people play it on. But honestly, and I think the reason they did it is because the PS3 is an old console at this point. And overall, even if the servers didn't get hacked, it likely would have been shut down sooner, or only not long after that, because really, PS3 and Vita are old consoles. They aren't being supported by most developers anymore. And most of those, and like the Vita, and developers aren't even allowed to update their games anymore, and not even get any console updates usually. Except that like one time when LVP Union, when they're making the custom servers, they just, when they had troubles with it, that was one, I think the only time. So since that happened, they couldn't get the new certificate in the new security on the PS3 devices. So what they had to do was make a different e-boot for Little Planet 1, 2, and for Little Planet 1, 2, 3 on PS3 and Vita. And that server, the portion, has a different e-boot from the Little Planet 3 PS4 at the time. So overall, their e-boot doesn't connect the connected server. So the servers, and it's too much secure to go hacking in there and bring the server back up. But so the sad part is that those servers are gone for good. But however, after that, it was actually pretty cool to see these Little Planet 3 on PS4 back online. And it was actually pretty happy. And what I thought is I thought that we were so lucky to even get the PS4 servers back up, because I actually didn't think we would, because at the time, most people, I think a lot of people were thinking that if the PS3 and Vita servers shut down, then PS4 would be too because LBP, it's an old game at this point. LBP3 came out 10 years ago. It's about to come out 10 years. It's not gonna. Not long. It's gonna be about 10 years old, and it's very an old game. So they probably because it's Sony, and they'd probably just say, oh well, your game is dying. Well, your game. They probably could have just shut down the PS4 servers, but I guess Sony was nice and let the PS4 servers live, and for the most part, and let people still enjoy the game they love, even though if it was on even though it was not on the console that most people preferred. So for 2022 and 2023, we got announced some custom servers and all that by LAP Union, and yeah, the game was online. People were playing it a lot. People were still making videos. It was very active, even though it wasn't on the legacy console that everybody wanted it to be on. But however, that's when things got bad again. In the beginning of this year, there was another purge attack of where there was another new hacker in LP named Chilibat85, of where another hackers of where they mod OEP3 and falsely banned PlayStation users like Blazing, I forgot their Bing tier and AI, and even Steven I got hacked and got banned because of it, and all of these other players got falsely banned because of LBP, because of hackers falsely banning people to this. And once all that shit was happening on the server, they immediately pulled the server with no hesitation out, and they announced that it was supposed to be temporarily to look into the issues. But after a long about but after about like about 4 months almost, they pulled the plug on the franchise. They pulled the plug, and they announced that Little Planet 3 on PlayStation 4 would be shutting down indefinitely, which means permanent, and it is no longer here. Even though the resource servers, like, I'll get into that later, but so yeah, on April 19, 2024 of this year, Living Planet 3, Living Planet as a whole, is shut down. There is no official way to play community levels, play online with friends, or do anything online or PSN related for that matter, because the sad thing is that the servers are gone, and the official servers are permanently shut down. They're never coming back, and that's just sad. To just see this franchise just die because of hackers who had nothing better to do, and it was completely depressing to see this franchise just die like this, especially considering that this is a lot of people's favorite franchises. I know a lot of people were way more upset about this game because there's no official way to play it, and I know people, and also at the same time, Sony just let this franchise die. I mean, it's kind of Sony's fault too at the same time, because they don't really care about this franchise anymore. Because the only reason I think why they shut it down so quickly or thought about it and gave up is because they got a skeleton crew to work on this stuff. Probably not even Sumo Digital or Media Molecule, or not even everything related to them. Probably just skeleton crew, probably. But obviously, I guess it was too much, because I mean, I also can't blame them because the game is so old at this point. There's so many exploits and bugs that we probably don't even know about. So if something like this were to happen again, so then LVP would have had like no hope at all, and that would be overall. I just wish that this game would. And I wish this game would have been get more love by Sony, but overall, as I say, all good things must come to an end. And this was a Little Big Planet's end, but I just wish that Little Big Planet ended better than how it did. Of how just that's just how it ends. The hackers won. I mean, I don't think they really won, but the hackers won. They took down the official servers. They kind of won. well, since the official servers are gone for good, but alright. And for that, and a lot seems like that. Well, a lot of people were feeling that that LP levels were gone forever, and there's a petition going around saying that they need to make an archive preservation of to save a significant part of Little Big Planet history. And because the Little Planet 3, when the official server shut down, there was the resource server, which holds the level data and profile data, was kept online. And you know what they should have done when they kept it online, if they ever did? Make a fucking archive. Since, everybody begged them. But of course, Sony didn't listen because it's their IP, and they're not going to listen to the fan base. It's their IP, and it's their IP to sit on and do nothing with.
Oh my god, you scared me.
Sorry. It's the ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So they're not going to listen to make an archive. It's too much work. It's about 10 million levels of level data from 3 games, and they're not going to make a public archive to play these levels on because it's too much work. But overall, it's not really concerning anymore, as all levels from the beginning of Little Big Planet all the way to February 20th, 2023 has been archived by an unknown source in archived on archive.org. And for the most part, this is such great news after getting a fear that all this would become lost media, and just hearing this again, that it would be on there, and it was awesome to see that they had an archive that preserved all this stuff, and so you can play all these levels again, even though we do miss a gap of like 11 months of 11 months of Living Planet levels, but it contains most of the stuff. Sadly, it doesn't contain reviews or scores or hearts or comments or anything, but still, levels are most important thing. Like, absolutely most important thing. Like, the most important thing you need. But you might be wondering, since it was great to have an archive, but weren't they missing some levels? I don't know, they might, but overall, it should have almost everything. And there's some misinformation going around is that every level that had 3 or more hearts would be archived, and those who had 0, 1, or 2 wouldn't be archived. And said, I don't know what to tell you, but you don't have it. But that's not true. Every level with 3, or any hearts for that matter, even 0, 1, or 2, they're officially archived. They were there to be played. They were archived. They were archived too, and it was really awesome to see this. But you might be wondering, what about the servers? Well, that's when Little Big Planet's awesome community comes in. The community that has the level commitment to this game still surprises me after so many years and bad things happening. Now Little Big Planet Union, I'll go back to them. After the PS3 and Vita server shut down, before the PS4 one shut down in the moderation purge attack thing, they apparently announced that they're making custom servers for Little Planet 1, 2, 3 on PS3 and Vita at the same time. In Vita releasing for the next generation of connectivity. And that's when their commitment came in, as they released the servers in 2023 and had some issues going on, which is kind of the reason why I didn't join custom servers right away for Beacon. Then the official server now that they have for Little Big Planet Union is called Beacon. But there's other custom servers that have come along the line, such as Little Big Refresh and Little Big Infinite, which, as you can see, is the server so if you can go over here, see everything's. So if I go to the community, almost a lot of this stuff is online. So you can see. Well, since you see the server's having some issues right now, not like in the entire thing, but just me in general, the servers are up for me. And however, let me tell my story. After Little Planet 3 server shut down, I was kind of not feeling well. I was feeling very down that I couldn't play my game online anymore. But that's when I remembered that there are custom servers and that they had RPCS 3 support because I wasn't going to jailbreak my PS3. I'll probably maybe do that in the future, but for now, no, I wasn't jailbreaking my PS3. But when I connected to RPCS 3, got on the Discord guide on Little Planet, on Little Planet, on Little Planet, connected it to RPCS 3, did everything, and once I beat Da Vinci's Hide on Little Planet 2, what happened was the most amazing thing that's ever happened. I got into the community, and everything 100% worked. The dive-in feature worked. Everything that I had played before in 2020 and the past was all here. I got to play a lot with my younger brother as I helped him connect to, as he loves the series just as much as I do. We had a great time playing on these servers, and I've been playing a lot on these recently on our PCS 3. And just like I say, I will never, ever, ever forget how these servers made me. These servers did so much for the community, and overall, my character is really happy. Sackboy himself should be happy that the community decided to keep him there, determined to keep this character alive, and everything it's done for them all the way. And I think it works pretty well, since LVP is one of the communities that doesn't have a very, toxic community. The game was actually, and since the game was very fun to play, and it was nice to see these servers come back and still play them. Now, the thing that I wanted to talk about here is that why I think that Little Planet, this video is almost done, but I wanted to talk about one thing I wanted to talk about, and that is why. Hang on, let me fix my controller. It's in the way, so I can't. So now, sadly for Little Planet, the game. But now, here's why I think they should make a new Little Planet released for the PlayStation 5. Number one, custom servers do exist here, no doubt. Alright, I just got connected from my microphone real quick, and all the pod music just came back for a second. Alright. The game was, I think they should, because number one, the game, it was great. The game overall, it was fun. It was overall just there. And I think the reason they should is because custom servers, they're a really good way to keep the game alive. Don't get me wrong. But what I want to see is a brand new Little Planet game that takes complete advantage of the PlayStation 5's hardware and isn't, because Sackboy Big Adventure, that game, it's just a generic, it's not a bad game, but it's just a generic 3D platformer. I want a game that is more like a game that's actually a Little Big Planet. Like, even if they can just make Sackboy Big Adventure again, just with 3D crib on, just slap the Little Planet 4 name on it. I mean, I'd fucking play it. As 3D crate mode, that's like the biggest step for the series, especially after not been getting attention for a long. I think Sony should give it back. Now I understand that PS5's Sackboy's PlayStation 3's mascot for the most part, and then for the PS4 and PS4 and PS5 era, it's Astrobot, and I think he's a great mascot for the PlayStation brand, and I think he's been cooking some very good games right now. I'm cooking them a lot, but I don't think the Little Planet should be the main mascot of the PlayStation 5, no doubt. I mean, Astrobot's pretty fucking amazing to have him as a mascot, but I think that they should also have Little Big Planet game on the PlayStation 5, because PlayStation 5 has already gone through half of its life cycle before PlayStation 6 comes out, so overall, it's pretty sad that Little Planet, because it should get its own PS5 release. Getting its own PS5 release will do a lot of stuff. And the reason I'm talking about it is I'm talking about Tearaway and Dreams. Let's get to those for a second. Tearaway and Dreams are not bad games, but they have their issues. Tearaway was just not successful, and then Dreams. The problem with Dreams is is a weird one. The game isn't as accessible as Little Planet. It didn't display the welcome. It's a very dev kit type of game that most people didn't really care to learn how to work, since it's basically just a game meant for the really developers, but also too limited at the same time. That it's too complicated for anyone who played Little Planet to learn that well, because Dreams is such, because you can literally make like pretty much every Little Big Planet, I think, in Dreams. It's pretty complicated, but overall it didn't sell as much. It didn't gain a giant fandom like it could have been on like Little Big Planet. And you know what Sony said to them recently? That if they don't make one good game that gets good in sales, not only has a popular fan base, then they are gonna get shut down. They're gonna get shut down, no doubt. I don't think no doubt, but they're most likely gonna get shut down. So that's why there should be a no-brainer. Little Planet was their most successful and like best franchise for the most part. So the game should obviously just get the game at this point. Just make a new Planet to keep your success stuff, as it already has an existing community and stuff that will be there day one to play this game, even if it's ass or it's W. And if it's W, then it's now. Now I'm gonna play the things that I want in a new Little Planet 4 game. A 3D hub world would be good. Just a game where you can access the story mode levels and access some of the challenges and some other stuff too made by players. And also a new pod where it has like different rooms and references to previous games and all like that type of stuff, and you can access community levels and stuff from there and go to different planets. It'd be pretty cool. Have that feature. And then there should be, and now here's what I think they should have. They should drop backwards compatibility with 1, 2, and 3. Now, I know this might be very controversial and you might want to kill me for that, but hear me out. It's better to not have backwards compatibility, because overall, they can go wow with new ideas like the 3D create mode to have these levels inside. So they can have a way better experience and go wow with new ideas and create a different experience for the franchise as a whole. And also, all that data from Little Planet 1, 2, and 3 on the server would put a massive strain on the new servers. So that wouldn't do very good either. That would cause some things to put a massive restraint on the server. But with completely new servers and more powerful servers for the PlayStation 5, then really it would be well to have brand new servers that can make the best of its hardware in every necessary shape or necessary way possible. And also, maybe I could have both. Maybe it would be a good idea to have both 2.5D and a 3D gameplay and balance them pretty well. I'm not talking about meta era Sonic games. No, not that type of shit of where it's basically 2D and has like no 3D. If that ever happened, I think it would be a good concept, but I don't know if it'd be executed well. Like, it's not gonna be like nostalgia pandering bullshit that Sonic the Hedgehog does or anything like that. No, it has an equal amount to appeal to both the older fans and new fans that are fans of Sackboy Big Adventure, or fans that want a big 3D experience at the same time. And that's what I think would work pretty well. If it works pretty well, I don't know. It's probably not gonna happen in the future, but if it does happen, then I would be happy to. Well, the truth is, if it does happen, I would be happy to see this happen. I would be happy to just see this happen in a really good way. See this happen, and all the ideas I want with the 3D create mode and all the better stuff to keep this game to make the new Little Big Planet, that would be their day one. And if in not making a Little Big Planet or a successful game can put tons of people's jobs at risk while doing this, because I mean, do you really just seriously, Media Molecule or Sony, do you want people to lose their jobs? No, I think Sony could give less of a shit. But Media Molecule, do you want people to lose their jobs or something that could have been done by making one of your best franchises? Like overall, make some of your best franchises so it can sell well with an already existing community that you made years ago in the PS3 era. So that's why I think you should make a new one, so you don't prevent people losing their jobs over something that you could affect by making another game. Instead of trying to rebrand they're making new things that always fail because they're games that don't have the charm or love that's put into Little Planet. Which I don't think is the worst, but overall it's not the best. 28, 29, 40. Alright, so for the most part, I've pretty much, and also to just revive this game and have a good mascot at the same time. And also just to bring this game back so we could have a playable in another game where Little Planet is alive and great again, to have this game come out and have custom servers still for the older games and play and get a better and introduce even more people from Sackwavic Adventure, or just play PlayStation players into Little Big Planet by having a 3D create mode that they will probably most definitely like. Now, but the most thing, even though I talked about some of the stuff I want, the most thing I want is just even if we don't get 3D create mode or even 3D gameplay or something a big step up for the series, all I really want is a game that does better than Little Big Planet 3, and that is a better experience, better online multiplayer, better create mode than Little Planet 3 than how it ever was. And as long as it's like that, I would really be happy to see that happen. And I wouldn't hesitate against it if it did that exact same thing, but I would hesitate is that I will be pissed if Little Big Planet 4's online mode sucks or it builds off of LVP3's code, because that's really old at this point, and also the servers are old as fuck, so I think they should make new servers to keep this game well and alive. Now honestly, that's all I really wanted to say, but for my conclusion for this video, what I just want most is a better experience for LVP3. Now, I've loved this franchise since I was very young, about 4 years old, in 2015, when I first got introduced to video games by playing LVP karting. Now, before, when I was a baby, I watched my dad play some Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, he has too much kids now, so he doesn't get to really play it as much. You know, lucky me. I'm pretty soon I'm gonna be the one that's in his shoes, and I'm gonna have too much children, and then I'm gonna have to have not time to play any Little Big Planet or pretty much anything for that matter at that time. But and I guess that'd be very sad. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about it. I hope that you liked the video. Before I go, I would like to thank for every person who's made the Little Big Planet custom servers for the most part, making the best of their technology, making the best and keep their game alive. I like to thank the community and all the people involved in keeping this game alive, because the truth is, you're great. You're awesome. As long as you're good people and aren't like toxic or racist or I don't know, crazy people, then you're amazing. You're great people. You're so great, and for keeping this game alive in a great state, and helping me and a lot of people in its current community to play this game alive. And even though Living Planet, even though if Sony tries to kill this game and make it die off, even if that happens, the community's gonna try their best to revive it. And with our luck, and luckily what happens, they'll hopefully it's still alive. Because Living Planet, with their custom servers, we usually live on, even if it's at the cost of Even if it tries to take it from us. Even though the resource server is randomly still up at the end of the day, sadly. It's really overall just randomly up for whatever reason if they're not going to make an archive. But my edit video is that Little Planet will always still remain great. And thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel, because I know this video was kind of long, especially for me. I have a short ass cord down here. I've been bending my head and back pretty far for like 45 minutes. So thanks for watching this video fully. I mean, if you did, you should like and subscribe. And maybe if you are a new Little Big Planet fan, I would appreciate if you look at other channels out there and maybe invest in the series. Even though the series is mostly dead, get invested in it, because overall, if you want to get some more channel or content with some other people, visit channels such as AA. Use a really good one, Blazing Vinci, and overall, a lot of them. Do you know Vinci? And overall, a lot of them out there. Nerdian64, you should visit all their channels, and maybe if you want to die an LV hardcore fan, then go visit their channels and have a good time playing the game. And have a good time. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Bye. So I'm going to show you, try and get my yellow head costume just as an end for the video, to just show you that I have it. I don't know why. I'm just going to go, because I just want to scroll and click on some of my LVP3 costumes. But overall, I'll just post a thing on my community post to show that I have the yellow head costume on LVP3. I'm just going to end the video here. But anyway, peace out, guys, and have a good rest of your Sunday night, as overall my week's gonna go by at school so fucking slow, and overall I'm having to wait till the next Friday happens. I can just sit down, and Friday, Saturday, and the weekend I go sit down, play some LVP and Grand Theft Auto, or Burnout Paradise, or fucking Fortnite, Call of Duty, Minecraft, or like sometimes even Roblox sometimes. Because, or maybe some of the older Call of Duty games, so those are like the only ones that I play, because Call of Duty's pretty like ass nowadays. It's more just like Fortnite and the Battle Pass, you know, type of shit. I mean, it's not really just Fortnite, it's like every live service game nowadays. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say for this video. I'll definitely have some more LVP content coming out in the near future, maybe even the far future, whenever I start making videos. But I got a good life. I got a life ahead of me, so probably could still keep making videos for a very long time, for time to come. So expect more to this channel, but I very appreciate it from you guys, especially if you're LVP fans, subscribe to my channel. Yeah, not everything on this channel is LVP related, but it's along the lines of it, and maybe you can even get invested in some of the other content that I make. But anyway, goodbye and peace out, everybody. And hope you have a good rest of your Sunday day. And anyway, if you're driving home, drive safe. Peace out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, hang on. Oh yeah, I'm kind of okay. I'm actually fucking sorry. Okay, my screen was not recording the entire time on my OBS settings, so yeah, sorry. I thought I was recording the whole time. Sorry, but hey, at least you got the audio in the end. Bye.